Now, listen, right? We're not going to let this go. Mickey Mania is the game you're talking about. You start on Steamboat Willie, you go on to the spooky castle with the the evil side. That's Mickey Mania.
It's not. I'm right. Hang on, mate.
Now, listen, this isn't some kind. Yeah. Now, this. Okay, right. We've got off on the wrong foot here after 3 weeks of not having a chat. On the Super
hang on. Before we move on, I'm not letting this go. I'm holding the box right now. It literally says on the box, in font, 3 words, Mickey's Wild Adventure, PlayStation 1 Platinum.
I know, James, but...
So it's not Mickey Mania.
It is on the Super Nintendo.
Nintendo.
Got you there.
Okay, boomer. I'll be sat here with my analog stick. What are you going to be doing? Trying to move without an analog stick?
Well, D-pad, innit? D-pad. Move Mickey Mouse around, throw some balls.
It's a mint game, though, isn't it?
It is. It's actually, I used to love it. Good. It's quite difficult. There's some really tricky little sections. As a kid, I could only ever get to Prince and Pauper levels, I believe. Because obviously, if you die, you get game over and no continues. You have to start again, as was the old ways. And I could only ever get to Prince and the Pauper, and then nothing. I think actually, I'm going to cut the level. I mean, we're going off on a tangent here about Mickey Mania. So anyone's listening, we apologise. Or Mickey's Wild Adventure, if that's your bag. Oh yeah, Prince of the. Oh yeah, I did. Yeah. Prince of the Pauper is the final level. So
you made it the last area and didn't do it.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Well, that's depressed me. Anyway, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to having a chat with your boys, Sam and James. It's been a little bit of time, been about 3 weeks. No excuses, really, I guess. Is there, James? I mean, you were off at uni.
Yeah. Well, not really. I mean, to be honest, I don't know. But hey, shops are open.
Yes, shops. And you can sit outside in the cold at a pub.
Yeah, have a pint. That was funny. That was so many people sat outside in the freezing cold.
But yes, as the UK opens up, so do our hearts on having a chat. And today we're going to talk about something close to our hearts. It's Resident Evil 8. And what we're hoping to see from tonight's showcase, they're going to show off a bit of Resident Evil 8, probably a bit of that reverse thing.
I played that as well. I forgot to mention that.
Well, we're going to get into this. James has now had his hands on Resident Evil 8 Village, the demo that's been out for about a month now, I think, isn't it?
PS5s have only just started to come back into stock.
So. Well, okay, let's start off with the demo then. Look at your impressions on that. But also, how did you play it, James? How did you get your hands on the Golden Goose, the PlayStation 5?
This is brilliant. See, this is what you do, right? So, shops reopened, and I was in town with a good friend. We were just doing some shopping, and this good friend got some money in the bank. So the good friend bought a PlayStation 5, went back to mine, fired it up, and that's how I played it. So, news to the wise, or word to the wise: get rich friends, and then that way you can play games. No, that's terrible advice. Jokes aside, I was very lucky enough that he decided to buy, and we went back to mine and fired it up. What a beautiful console, man! For real, what a gorgeous console. But we went straight into getting the Village, the Maiden demo, and we were taking screenshots every 20 seconds. It is gorgeous, man. The graphics are unbelievably impressive.
Yeah, they do look insane.
We were creeped out when it's a really small demo. It's not too long, but we hadn't actually watched it yet. And it's just one of Dementrau's daughters stalking around trying to hunt you. Yeah. But now we nearly shit ourselves, man, because we were trying to unlock a door. We didn't have a key. We turned around. We just see the AI of the sister just walking up the steps. Like it's. I don't know if that was scripted or what, but it seems the AI is incredibly dynamic when it hunts you. And there's a line that she says when you're just walking through a door, goes, "I can see you." Brilliant. I mean, the detail as well. There's a room before you get into the main mansion, right? And it's it looks like carvings of fighters trying to keep a door shut, and it looks mint. It's all 3D popping, and they actually look like individual models over 2D textures. Bloody hell! And it runs smooth as butter as well on the PS5. So, and there's
no combat in that demo, is there? It's just kind of to get an idea of the atmosphere.
Yeah, but it's absolutely fantastic. And then we've got Resident Evil Verse or Resident Evil Universe, which I was also lucky enough to play. That one's a weird one. That one, you can definitely tell it's just a side project, but a lot of people aren't enjoying it, I don't think. it's a bit loose. I quite liked it, but I usually like stupid shit like that. It's pretty much you spawn in as Claire, Hunk, Chris, Leon, Ada, the full gang. The gang's all here. And if you get killed, you turn into a mutant or a zombie, and the zombie can you can play as Jack Baker in it.
Yes, so I've seen bits where it's just bringing all these kind of characters into one game. So
it's fantastic. But it's just really dumb. But if it got daily updates, new maps, skins, fix the combat a bit, I could see it doing well. Yeah, but I don't think it's a full price game. Is it? Just a DLC.
Like you say, no, I think I heard some pretty negative stuff about the initial impressions. I know people didn't like the kind of online multiplayer that came in with Resident Evil 3, I think it was.
I played that. I wanted to as well.
I can't even remember what it's called now, but you're like survivors, aren't you? And you're trying to like escape from another player plays as like a classic Resident Evil villain like Wesker or whatever else behind the scenes orchestrating which enemies come in to get you. I didn't hear some great stuff about that either. And people were more complaining that like you made Resident Evil 3 shorter and then made this instead. This little side game.
I forgot RE3 was really, really short and nothing like the original.
No. It's not at all. What do you think is going to happen tonight then? 11 o'clock tonight in the UK time, very late for us. But Resident Evil Showcase coming back, some more news. And it doesn't necessarily have to be Resident Evil 8 news either. Apparently there's going to be some other sort of reveals and stuff. So it could be, a bit more about the movie that we were talking about last time, the Netflix series. It sounds like it's going to be awful.
Couldn't give a toss about that one.
Yeah. So, what do you want to see? So, if they could announce one thing at this event today, what would it be?
Oh God, I don't know, man. I'm just looking forward to some more gameplay for Resident Evil 8, just to keep the tease on. But I kind of feel like I want to see a proper remake of Resident Evil 0, because I think that one's been kind of forgotten about. But
Resident Evil 0, yeah,
like a full-on what they did for RE2 and RE3, because I think 0 was the one not many people have played, really. I've got it on the GameCube, but I didn't get too far.
I've not played it, so I've played Resident Evil Remake. I didn't play. I haven't played 0.
Maybe it's not dynamic enough to do a remake, but it would be nice to see. But I doubt that.
It is kind of forgotten, isn't it? It is like one of those forgotten little gems that just doesn't ever get touched again.
No, it's sort of abandoned, man. But yeah, apart from that, I don't know. I'm just looking forward to see what Capcom are going to give her.
I mean, it'd be great if there's more news about the Resident Evil 4 remake tonight. I don't think there will be. I've got a feeling they're going to hold that card close to their chest until after 8's done or whatever else. But
what is the situation with 4, man? I think it's absolutely
shit. It doesn't need remaking. I mean,
No.
There's an argument for having exactly the same game just with updated graphics. But in terms of remaking the game like they did with 2 and 3, where they kind of change up the maps, rebuild it from scratch, I think most people are curious, but at the same time don't really need it.
I don't know why people like 4.
There's obsession with remakes.
Trash. I thought it was rubbish when I played it on the Switch.
Resident Evil 4?
Yeah, it was garbage. It was fine up until...
hang on.
I swear we've had this discussion before. It was fine up until that last came along and the game got ruined because it turned into a 24/7 escort quest.
No, we haven't discussed this in detail yet. No, right, we're not letting this slide. No, Resident Evil 4 is not a bad game. And it's not a big escort mission the whole game. Of course, Ashley's a bit annoying with her, hey, Leon, all that stuff. But it's...
Face it, man.
James.
It was cool when it came out. It was revolutionary when it came out. But when you tear the curtains behind, it's nothing more than a decent looking escort game. That's all it is.
That's not true.
I mean,
that's not true. You take that back right now.
Tell me this, Sam. When you played that game, how many game overs did you get from Leon actually dying, as opposed to the last getting kidnapped or killed?
Well, that's neither here nor there. That's not.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, you like Stubbs the Zombie, so.
Fantastic game. I've already
just devolves into like playground nonsense.
I'm telling you, man, I had to rage quit Resident Evil 4 because I got up to the section, you'll probably know better than me, where the Spaniards or whatever were firing off like fireworks and she kept getting hit by the firework. So when I was trying to take down the fireworks with a sniper rifle, they were coming from the back, picking her up, and then taking her to a magic door. Leon, help! I'm trying to kill the firework men, right?
Fireworks.
She's getting kidnapped. And that was it. I had to rage quit, man, because I wasn't dying. She was dying. I couldn't do anything to stop it. It was annoying.
Oh, do you mean like they're firing those flaming balls of like rubbish, whatever it is, like the that isn't that. All right, I'll give you that. That's annoying. It's not when you first play it. Maybe it's annoying. Yeah. All right. I'll give you that bit. That is a bit annoying. That's a bit annoying.
What else is better about it? I mean, 5 for me, I really like, which gets me a lot of slack.
5's fun. 5's definitely fun as co-op game. Single player, I wouldn't play through it. But 5 as co-op, sitting there online or with a friend on the sofa, it's a really good time.
But what does 4 have that makes it better than 5?
I don't think it's necessarily better. I have fun with both of them. I think both of them are too long. That's for sure. Like 4 and 5, they go on forever. Like you never. I think 4 is probably more guilty of it than 5 in some ways. But you reach points in the game where you think it's about to end, and then it just doesn't. 5 jumps
the shot with the boulder, man. Like as soon as you enter the volcano, the temple as well. That's when shit just starts to get real.
Oh yeah. Well, 5. A downside of 5 is the fact that it turns into like a shooter. About halfway through, you're not fighting like the zombies kind of anymore. You're just fighting people with guns.
And that's scary as well. The zombies in 5 are really scary.
Yeah, exactly. And it's the fear for me. People used to say, it's not scary. It's not like a Resident Evil game. It's like, well, it's scary and it's stressful in a different way. When you first playthrough of it, when you don't really know what's going on, you're just outnumbered, and that's the scary part of it. Is that it's the stressful part. It's the amount of enemies that are thrown at you. It's not about like creeping through a corridor and like a jump scare and stuff. It's different, I think. But yeah, it definitely. I don't know. 4 definitely. 4. Look, 4's not a perfect game. I'm not trying to defend it as a perfect game, but it is a good game.
Yeah, it was a good game in 2004. Whenever it came out.
Right. Well, we're not talking about that anyway. We're supposed to be talking about Resident Evil 8. Okay. Yeah. And the Resident Evil 4 remake. If the Resident Evil 4 remake is announced, that'll be interesting. All right. Back to the original point.
I'll promise you this. If the remake does come out, I promise you, I will play it. I will buy it and I will play it. And I will give my initial reactions in a full 25-minute video, which will do a review. Our like to dislike ratio to 90% dislikes and 2% likes.
Yeah, we'll just get people flagging you off. What do you know about Resident Evil? We'll do a Resident Evil 8 review, obviously, as well. I'll do a video. And are you going to be able to play it as soon as it comes out on, I think it's May 7th?
Yeah, me and my mate, we're going to, like I say, he's coming down the same uni I am. So we're just going to fire up some Resident Evil.
Awesome.
Order pizza.
We're doing the same thing. So yeah, we'll do a review. I'm looking forward to it. I'm just trying to think where else would be good to sort of see in this sort of showcase tonight. Resident Evil 8, what would you want to see from Resident Evil 8 tonight then? Obviously, going to show some new gameplay, but what kind of mechanics would you like to see come back? What kind of enemies? Thinking about the kind of setting of the game and the kind of feel. What would you like to see more of?
I was thinking about this, bar the sisters or the vampire ladies or whatever. I mean, we know werewolves are going to be enemies, right? But what's the common enemy in that game?
Yeah. Because it can't be werewolves, can it?
Yeah, I kind of want to see what the common enemy is, but at the same time, I also don't want to see what the common enemy is because I think it'll be more of a shock when you play it.
I agree because I've seen some gameplay. I think Game Informer or something had. I saw this morning had like some exclusive gameplay. It's only like 20 seconds worth as part of this announcement of the coverage of the game, and it was the werewolf enemies, and I don't think those are main enemies you're fighting.
7 got away with it with those the goop monsters.
They were awful, though. I thought they were kind of boring. They weren't that scary. Like every enemy was pretty much a goop monster of some kind. I found that quite boring after a while. The molded weren't exactly because they were like just faceless, kind of just like husks walking around. Yeah. Don't know. But werewolf, werewolf. You got that big troll thing. You got that big troll. Do you remember that?
I hope it's fantasy, man, because I don't know. Werewolves aren't scary. Trolls aren't scary.
No.
I mean, Shrek. I'm picturing Shrek right now coming.
I quite like the actual village itself. I think the castle's going to be interesting. It feels like it's going to follow a lot of the same beats as Resident Evil 4 in a way that you're going to start off with this weird little village. You've got scary stuff going down. You're probably gonna meet some of these villagers. Do you remember the bit in like the initial trailers where you meet that guy comes out of his cupboard with a shotgun, like lunges at you?
Yes.
Yeah, so there's probably going to be a bit where you're like fending a cabin with some survivors, calling back to Resident Evil 4. Yeah, slagging on 4. Now you're going to have to play it again, but in first person. That's all this is. It's like, what was it, vampire ladies?
I'm being honest, I quite like that scene where you meet, what's his name again? Like Lucas or something, the Spanish guy.
Oh, yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah,
I quite like that part. Actually, to be honest, I liked all of Resident Evil 4 up until Ashley.
Yeah, up until Ashley.
Yeah,
that's fair enough. It does change the dynamic of the game a bit when you have to start escorting someone around. But you're not going to have that unless they surprise us all. And tonight they're like, oh, and by the way, a quarter of the game in, here's Ashley.
Ashley too.
And then you'll be crying so loud tonight.
Yeah, I just don't like escort missions, man. No one likes escort missions. Oh, give me a minute, man. I think the postman is here.
Oh Lord, unprofessional.
Hello. Are we recording? Sorry, I didn't realize.
No, that's fine. You take your time.
Yeah. Well, post doesn't just because we're recording, that doesn't stop the
postman coming around.
Oh well, just to be extra, I'm going to open this parcel very slowly on screen, right? So you just keep talking, and I'll open this parcel. But I'm going to open it like a child opens, like, Christmas cards where they rip it to bits.
But there best be something interesting in there, so you can tell us all what it is on camera. Well,
not even mine, my dad's, but he told me to open it.
He told me to open it. Oh dear.
Listen, I like opening other people's mail. Is that such a crime?
Yes, I believe it is. I think you're going to start off this little village. Obviously, a bit of a scary bit in the woods. I can't do this while you're opening that package. All I can hear is. Sounds like you're eating sawdust.
Aha! Now this is a surprise.
Is it Resident Evil 8 in the post? A leaked edition? Leaked copy? Exclusive?
No, it's a Nintendo Switch game.
Oh, is it?
It's for my nephew.
What game is it?
Minecraft for the Nintendo Switch.
Well, that's not exclusive, is it? It's been out for a while.
You know what? Fuck it. On with the thing.
On with the show. But anyway, I think it's going to be interesting. Obviously, you're hunting down your kid. Maybe we'll find out a bit more what's going on with Chris Red in this one. So, a bit more about the enemies, but a bit more like why Chris? Why did Chris shoot a wife? James, why did Chris?
Well,
that's weird.
That's fueled the fire of we know how there's that running joke about Chris trying to get Leon with his sister.
Yeah.
Yeah, well now apparently he's sick of Leon and he's went after Ethan.
It's going to be interesting to see what he's up to, because I've just been playing through Resident Evil 6 with a friend of mine. And it just never fails to crack me up. Chris Redfield's character in 6, because with 5 he goes through all this terrible ordeal, and in 6 he's just like, he's there at the bar like, just stand there and look pretty while I drink my whiskey. My
favorite part of that. I love that.
And then Piers is there at the bar with him with his BSAA logo on his arm, eating a steak, and Chris hasn't even noticed. And then it's like, Piers goes up to him, "You've had enough." "I'll tell you when I've had enough." Like, swings him. They have this fight, and then after the fight, even though Chris has already seen Piers clearly with the BSAA thing on, he's like, "Oh, the BSAA." Like, what the hell?
Then everyone in the bar stands up, and they're all part of the BSAA.
Yeah, they're literally all of them. Yeah, it's like, oh, come on.
The best part though is like literally the second mission in his campaign where he's in like Russia or something like that, and like he does that speech of "Nobody gets left behind. We're a team," and then literally 10 minutes later, everyone in the squad gets blown up in a Humvee, and it's you and Piers taking down a big monster. So it's like,
and the bit where he's like chasing the snake. The invisible snake, and he's like, "No, god damn it, no!" His obsession with this snake like kills off his entire squad.
Oh, it's such a good game, man. I love 6. Not for the best reasons, but it is funny.
It has some good parts and bad parts. I mean, it's definitely too action orientated in terms of like the enemies are annoying. Like you shoot their arm off, they grow a shield on their arm and stuff. It's like it is annoying, and I don't massively care about the horror element of it. But,
no, there is no horror element.
Well, like Leon's campaign's all right.
The intro with Leon and I've forgotten her name. Bloody hell! Oh god, my brain.
Helena.
Yeah. That's it. Yeah. Well, like I mean, the part that always cracks me up because me and my mate were playing this and we had to actually stop because we were physically like laughing so hard our stomachs felt like it was going to compress. It's the part right at the intro where you're running on the motorway. The helicopter pulls up. This one Marine jumps up and goes, "Come on!" Leon pushes the Marine and jumps on the helicopter and leaves the Marine. Like, it just gets fucking smart.
Yeah. No, when we were playing through it, I noticed the same thing. I was like, hang on a minute. That guy's died. Just to sort of like usher them into the helicopter. He's dead.
And then for some bloody reason, a guy who's clearly been bitten, Helena doesn't throw him off. And then he comes back to life like a comedy scene. And then the helicopter starts spinning around so quick.
It just got so ridiculous. So many scenes in that game are just so absurd. Like, I think 5 hit the limit of what you're supposed to be able to do with it. 5 hit that limit, and then 6 is just like, there's that bit where the same bit just before the helicopter where that's an explosion and all the cars are being thrown over Leon and Helena. You're like, oh my, this is absurd.
I love it though. I love it for that. It's
in Jake's campaign with Sherry, and it's like there's 2 helicopters, and it's like, quick, jump to this other chopper. So you're telling me that it's like just normal thing to do without any kind of harness or anything, just jumping between 2 helicopters midair.
I don't know much about physics, but surely you get sucked up in the blades or something, right? I mean, that happens to birds all the time.
Yeah, I imagine it's not as simple as just jumping from one to another. No, I think you're right. It's like,
quick, Sherry. Oh god.
Oh god, what have I done?
Oh man. Yeah. I'll never be able to like it.
Gosh, 6. Obviously none of that here though, Nate. None of that. Back to horror.
Good. We had a little fun.
I am looking forward to just going back into like a spooky dungeon and having those weird sort of monsters come at me. What else? What else are you looking forward to for 8?
I can't wait to see what Demon Trout actually looks like behind the robe, because I know a lot of people are.
Yes.
The Demon Trout dream is going to fail when they find out she's like some big scorpion or whatever.
Yeah, well, you're probably right. I mean, she's going to transform. Let's face it.
Got to. She's got to. Well, that's another thing. I will give Resident Evil 4. Okay, that Russian guy, I think, where he turns into that big spine monster. That was freaky as hell, man.
Oh yes, yeah.
Yeah, that was that fool
in the barn.
Yeah, I love that. See, I don't hate the game. I just think,
I know. You sound like Ashley. It's most people. If they've got a problem with that game, it's normally her. There you go. So we'll talk again next week about what's going on, and I think we'll do like you said, Resident Evil 8 review. Maybe do Dead Rising video as well. That sounds quite interesting. And we'll have some VR. You've got some VR videos up on the channel as well, haven't you? So
yeah. Man. Well, they're not VR, Sam. They're real life. That was from a real video I took with my GoPro.
Of course it was. Yeah, you went to that scary place. You hung out in a toilet for a bit and tried to flush a book down the toilet. Now that's that really happened. So
I'm just going to say this on the podcast because I kind of want to put it in the video, but I feel like it would kill it. The video abruptly stops. Episode 2 is completely different because the level crashes and I couldn't actually fix the level without deleting Half-Life Alyx and reinstalling it. So, yeah. That's why it's something. Yeah.
But there's the harsh reality of life.
But episode 2 is coming.
Look out for those videos coming soon. We'll try and make more as we go on. Life's getting more settled with the little new baby and stuff as well. So hopefully we can actually start making some more bits and pieces as well. But we'll see you later. Thanks for watching. Havin a chat.